I will explain to you as we walk.
Please do.
She opens up like all the different like sides of the lantern. So like all the little gates. No, but as she does so, Hebe just sort of grows brighter. And if you guys are within a 10-foot proximity of Kasai, you guys actually feel a bit warmer. So you sort of inures you against the rain and the cold.
Oh, nice. It's actually super useful.
So Kasai gives you the short brief of it as far as that she understands it herself. And it confirms details to those of you that weren't 100% certain. Once upon a time, there were two suns in the sky. Long time ago. One of those suns is what you know as Scalekeeper Therestia. One of the suns was her god. Soul Liege Hilataraya. But eventually the two came to blows. The sun, Wolf, of Hilataraya was eaten away by that known as Fenrir. Literally swallowed. And your guys' true god won by causing an eclipse. Which is a pretty known cosmic divine occurrence. Anytime Scalekeeper Therestia, like anytime an eclipse happens outside of like some pre-designated astronomical pattern, it's probably because someone's about to get judged into oblivion. It's cool stuff. Scalekeeper Therestia will actually grab the corona of the sun surrounding the moon in front of it as a sword. Like literally grab it. So yeah. Soul Liege Hilataraya lost. And then, instead of being destroyed utterly, was split into two parts, a male and female version. The female version was cast off. The male one was allowed to let live. Through time, that became Exalted Lord Octavian.
That is so fucking cool. Sun Wars.
Yeah, so now that's why there's only one sun in the sky. And why there are seasons. Supposedly.
And she wraps up that story. Alexander, who, mouth slightly agape, he nodded and said, "Well, now it all makes sense."
If it makes sense to you, I am surprised. I still not make much sense of it.
Oh, no, not that. I cannot wrap my head around that at all. But, God damn it. Have you ever noticed how every time you touch me, I feel pain? Ow.
She just like drops at that with like a smile on her face, like, oh my god, this guy.
Immense pain.
Kasai, you are so radiant that every time you touch me, it feels like a sunburn.
Are you two flirting, or is that like a literal thing?
I would never.
Why are you jealous?
Those who are proficient in insight can roll insight.
We'll certainly roll insight.
Not Alexander, you're not included in that shit.
I'm gonna throw a d6 on that bitch for fun. Oh!
Hey. Done.
Oh god.
That's the handout
Love just
section. Yo, damn himself crits. Hey, congratulations, Kirsty, you're even out 1 to 20.
Oh wait, we have a d4 from guidance.
You guys do have a D4 because you guys have Kasai and Tolus back.
Let's go!
Oh shit!
Your guys' guidance generators.
I was gonna give out a bardic to someone, but everyone rolled before I could, so it's okay.
And also, everyone rolled fucking good. Well,
I'll
besides
save-
Jar.
Except
Well,
Sajar.
I
So-
feel
Or
that-
for the courts.
I understand if not.
If it's, you can give it to Sajar.
Okay. Like a bardic to add on that.
Yeah.
That puts it to, what is that? 12,
16.
16?
Right?
Wait,
Hmm.
16. I'm done.
16. It fits that Anushka got the nat 20 on this. Because it's actually something Amber detected before, I want to say last session or 2 sessions ago. And she never really made mention of it because she was going through her own shit. But she did find it interesting. And it's something that you're all now noticing yourself. Kasai does smile a lot more around Alexander. Which is to say, she smiles at all. She has a pretty strong resting bitch face.
Does
That
Alessandra
being
know
said,
this?
when you call that out, Oriana, Kasai catches herself on that, like that smile goes away, like, huh? She looks at Alessander. Looks back at you, Oriana.
Just looks between the two of them a couple times. It's like,
She doesn't say anything. Well, there's
I
nothing
interrupted the
right nor
conversation.
wrong to be said. Nothing should be said at all.
I interrupted the conversation. You two keep going. She says awkwardly, kind of like backing up and probably bumping into a wall.
You bump into Anushka.
Oh, hi.
What's the key in his gates for?
he's just walking.
He's just walking.
Is it the red hair? No, she doesn't ask that.
You should just like hang back a little bit, you know.
Oh yes, I think that's an excellent plan.
Yep. Let's go.
Oh,
So
stop,
you
stop. Why are we whispering?
you do not actually say that.
She doesn't say the red hair thing.
Okay, just double checking.
Hmm.
Damn,
Pretty get smacked.
that would have been funny.
Do you want me to?
That's up to you, my friend. For better or worse.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Take this
Oriana
back
can
home.
suffer fire damage. This is fine. She. I'll do it like this. She leans to like whisper to Anushka, but talks too loud. AK, I'm just gonna purposely scuff a stealth roll. I'll just be like, "Do you think it's the red hair?" Or like the streak of white or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Nishka just sort
For
of.
whatever reason, Hebe grows brighter and warmer.
I think
That's
it's the
crazy.
red hair.
Does Alessander hear that?
Yeah. Because they failed us. They purposely
Fuck
failed
yeah.
us. Oh my god!
You
turns
hear
around, he looks
everything.
over his shoulder and he says, "It's actually Auburn.
Sorry, I'm terrible with hair
Oh,
colors.
yeah.
Red is a lot
Apologies.
brighter."
No, he's right. Red is a lot brighter.
Let
Why is
this
there
keep
white
moving.
Also, why is there a white streak in your hair? Wait, is that still in there, or did you take that out? Because I was.
Is that
Just
canon? Is it
look.
canon?
It's a white streak.
Yeah, it's
canon.
canon.
Okay.
It's fully canon. He doesn't answer. He just keeps walking.
Because I notes that.
Looks at Nishka, looks at him, just keeps going forward.
Nishka just shrugs.
Huh.
Mm.
Alright.
So you go up to the noble quarters, and the place is under essentially a soft lockdown. And as you guys go up in front of it, there are guards there. Probably 3 times as many guards as you saw before, Alessander, which is to say 6, because that's what 3 times 2 is. And one of them, like, is like sort of like they're in like not a trench coat, but like a blitzer's cloak, I think is what it's called. It's from like World War One. It's basically just the upper half, like a poncho, basically. And he walks on over to you. He's like arms crossed right now, like he's a bit cold. So, can I help you?
Yes, we are heading into the Noble District.
Your identification, sir, papers, something. Signet ring?
You would not. I don't think. No, he wouldn't have a signet ring. He would, however, take out his pedigree, which we saw she had last session, and try
Yeah.
to shield it from the rain. He will.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
House
Right away,
arrest,
sir.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Shall we send a run at the house you're visiting, sir? Let him know ahead.
He kind of. Oh God! You guys hear that? Dog.
I'm used to it.
He will just very quickly look over to the party. Do we want to catch him by surprise?
No, they should probably know we're coming.
Send a run in the house. Treher? Treher? What was it?
Brian.
Trier.
There's probably like 3 different ways I'm pronouncing it at this fucking point, I don't know.
Hey,
Just
on
fucking go for it.
Alright, sir. You and your party can be led on in. So, just follow the central thoroughfare, sir. House Tryon is on just straight down. Far side. Can't miss it.
Thank you very much. Try to
Open the
keep
gate.
warm. This rain is killer.
Yeah, it is, sir. Rolled on in. Didn't anticipate it.
Nor did we, clearly. He gestures to his fine clothes.
Yeah, if I had umbrellas, I'd offer this, but don't got any.
I'm sure you would, and I appreciate that. You start walking past.
Yeah, you guys walk past
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guards.
small talk. Go, go, go.
So you guys follow down the central thoroughfare, which is it's not a straight shot. In all honesty, it does have some curve to it, but it's not. It's pretty obvious which part's the central one just by the civil architecture of it. You guys follow through. It takes a good bit of time because these estates are not small, and eventually arrive at, as the guard says, the opposite side of the entrance in front of House Traern. It is. Let me get this. Let me put this out there. Each estate is aglow with light inside.
Mhm.
Like this is like the medieval equivalencies of like comparing like suburbia to the Vegas Strip. Right? The place is just brighter. Like this entire district is brighter. And House Traern is the same way, if not more so, because it has a bunch of people walking and checking and investigating around it. They have like lanterns and everything, and Kasai does close up the gates on her lantern, sort of shielding Hebe from visible detection. So it does look like Malakaz that she just has a lantern at her hip. And you guys see a bunch of City Watch, as well as House Traern's House Guard. Sort of, they're in various states of investigation or just holding the perimeter and stuff like that. One of the house guards of House Traern does come up to you guys. She just simply sort of shouts through the rain. I'm sorry. Are you the oncoming party?
Time
Nudge
to lie.
Alessandro.
Are you? Huh?
No,
I mean, you sent a runner ahead of time, so you're not lying.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind. I thought, yeah. Are you expecting anyone else?
Potentially, sir. Potentially. But let's get you in outside the ranks, sir.
Please.
I'm Samantha. I'm set to be a liaison while you're here in House Traern. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
You as well. I am Alessander of House Risewell. This is my entourage, River Company.
Sir and company, come on in. So you guys enter in, going up probably like a 15-foot tall, no, not 15, like 12-foot tall stairway that just goes up to like this big, wide estate, or manor rather. The doors open on up, and there are two like well-dressed doormen that let you guys in. And as they close the doors behind you, House Guard Samantha just sort of turns on her heel. If y'all would please hold your arms aloft like this, and she sort of T-poses on you guys.
Is she gonna frisk us?
T-pose back for dominance.
Alessander
Sure,
T-poses. He even like kicks his boot as he does so. Makes a click on the tile floor.
The two doormen actually bring up wands, and they just sort of swish and flick. No, not really. They press it to take you guys dry.
Oh, very kind of them.
Oh, that's nice.
It's mostly so I don't.
And then they do the same for Samantha. Welcome, sir and company, to House Traern. I'm sorry that I am set to be your liaison. His lordship is a bit busy, as you can tell, with the investigations.
Right.
But I was given strict and due instructions on inquiring. Actually, let's speak out in the waiting room here, the foyer. And she gestures for you guys to go off to the left there.
Yep.
Go off to the left, we do.
Head on that away.
Go front flip on the way.
You front foot on the way.
No need to roll for it.
The two doormen dab. In opposite directions.
Oh,
Oh god, it's
They make
a
an
neat
X
house.
as I dab.
oh man, I just
So you
died
can
with
go
a
into
on
the-
the inside.
You guys go into the foyer, and you can see that there is a series of carts that have been rolled in. Square or rectangular carts that are just sort of pressed up behind towards into each other, sort of making this sort of column formation, and the lids, I guess you would call them, have been pulled off of them, and you guys can see there's a number of bit more comfort food, but still like light finger food esque. Okay, they're comfort food, but they're small. That's really what it is. And there's also a little cauldron, a little kettle. I get not kettle. That sounds like something for hot water. A cauldron which has like a ladle out of it, and there's something sort of brewing in it, as well as a series of tankards, mugs that are next to that, as well as other drinks. Please help yourselves. It's a bit short notice, I'm aware, but well, we weren't exactly expecting people. Oh, well, more people.
It's perfectly understandable. We're somewhat putting you out in a drastic time.
There are some champagnes, water, mulled wine, things of that sort. Something to get your spirits back up amidst the sun and cold and rain.
Don't mind if I do. Thank you.
You are too kind. You are going above and beyond the call of duty. It is appreciated.
Not me, sir. Not me. His lordship.
Ah. Well then, please extend our appreciation to Lord Freyer.
Lord Trayan has heard about you. It's our understanding that you went on the operation to seek and slay us recently.
Yes, we did.
Then, no expense is too great. And
Really still
welcome back to
appreciate
proper civil company.
it.
Better than the fell creatures out there.
Of that I'm certain. Now, we're actually here regarding this whole business with the young Benji.
Samantha
Yes,
tilts her head at that, like, huh?
A few of us have interacted with the boy on a personal capacity.
Do you know where he's located? And the property he's taken?
We do not know the property. As to the former, we are eager to find out.
Well, given your status, sir, I think I'm clear to divulge. The stolen property from his lordship is his private journal. His house journal.
His journal has been stolen.
I can see why he wants it back.
This is
What I-
pretty known phenomena. Any of you guys that are provincial or provincial adjacent would know of it.
I was about to ask.
How to put this? It is common noble tradition for the head of house to write down a journal of their time as head of house. It is, I don't know to the people in campaign 1, you remember it, but that's what you guys took.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah,
a whole
it was,
library,
older.
an archive of your ancestors' thoughts, which are there to enlighten you, to guide the next head of house. So you know how like in Avatar: Last Airbender, Aang fucking conjures the previous avatars to ask them questions? Yeah, we are all the fucking Avatar, right?
Somebody's
But-
gotta read.
But you write it down. So it's very, very important to guide the next generation, so to speak, on problems that you dealt with as head of house. How it happened, how it came about, how it got resolved or didn't get resolved. Things you wish you could have done different or better. So that way the next of your line has insights into the situation that you forward think for them. It's very important. It might be some dirty laundry, sure, but the more core of the matter is simply guiding.
So just 2 quick questions. One, are these journals like specifically only read by the head of house?
Typically, yes.
Okay.
Some noble heads of house do give other people privy access to it, advisors and counselors, siblings, stuff like that.
And question 2, would there be some kind of monetary value on these? Or is that a case-by-case thing?
It's a case-by-case thing, but predominantly probably not.
Yeah, because if they're keeping
unless-
like secret information in there,
Right.
then
It depends on what the house's origin is. If your noble house is an assassination house, which yes, there are noble houses which they get their noble title from putting out death squads into Cathaltha lore back in the day, last in Sensig, then yes, these things probably have a lot of value to dancers of Sesheb, to elven nobles. A lot of value, but also no value at all. Because it's just such niche information. How do you put a price on that? Trade houses might have some notes on their trade routes and their establishments, secret contacts, da 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 da. That might have a bit more of an actual monetary price. But when it comes to like expeditionary houses and stuff like that, it's hard to, hard to quantify money value. But they are 100% valuable. If nothing else, to rent him back to the noble house.
Do we know what House Trahern's claim to fame is?
All these other uneducated hicks, probably not. You, roll me your history.
Okay.
I wouldn't even have heard of it.
The guys over here
You
like,
can
"Who's
roll.
next?"
You can roll history at disadvantage.
Oh, wait.
I can roll what at
Guidance.
disadvantage?
History.
He's the-
All right.
Wow.
Anyways,
There is a whole education system for nobles, and this is real. People had to do this back in the day, where you memorize everyone's colors and iconography.
ugh.
That's how
Fair enough.
medieval battles, you recognize who was on your side and who was on the other guy's side.
You didn't
Yeah,
get
you
thrown
all
for that.
it's red and blue. And, Alexander, you went through that curriculum. You know what House Trainer is about. Silas, that shit was boring as fuck.
It absolutely was. I fell
It's not
asleep.
rote memorization. Shit, boring as fuck.
Just
Miss
sitting
me
there
on
like,
that.
ooh, pretty colors.
I mean, there are some noble houses that have the stories and stuff like that about why they got their titles, but the colorations, maybe less so. Alexander, House Trahern, as far as you remember, because you're not a Twinsian house, but you're relatively knowledgeable of the political game, they were, originally, a marsh baron house, is what they're that's not an official term, but it's a colloquial term, which is to say, when the Twins was founded, annexed, rather, it was such an unstable zone for Seekers, Slayers, provincial forces to acquire and push into that they outsourced some of it. They got local guides and tribes to do stuff for them. And when a place was made secure, it was still a massive burden to maintain hold on the place. Right? Like, us slaughtering our way through a region, that's one thing. Us slaughtering our way into a region and then staying there for the next several years is a lot different. So,
That's the
what the
Vikings.
Bingo. This is actually a real-life occurrence. They're called Marcher Barons in England. Past Wales, I believe.
Yep.
So, what happened is they just did what's happened for House Trahern. Hey, if you want to go settle land, and you can secure it, you can get a noble title. We'll make you a noble. If you can operate under relative noble standard and secure the land, and you're not evil and fell, and even that's a bit of a wiggle room leeway, then you're golden. House Trahern was one of those houses. When Duvros was initially getting founded as a city of the Twins, they actually ceded their holdings, which were towards the eastern part of the Twins, to come set up in the city, which is a standard procedure for nobles that live in a city. Is you give up a land right somewhere out there to have the modern amenities and comforts in a city. So way less land. You still have an estate. You still have a manor. Like, you still have land in the city, but compared to like acres upon acres of land, yeah, it's different. And that's what House Trahern did. So initially they were a marsh baron.
Okay. So, with all that context now, I think Alessander. Oh shit! Oh God, what was I gonna say? Oh right. Sajar had just said, "Oh, I can see why you would want it back." And that's what Alessander will say. What I don't see is why a young boy like Benji would want to take it. I don't see much monetary value in that, and even if he has a background in thievery, I would imagine it's things like food or trade goods, things that he
I
can
don't
sell.
I doubt the boy can read.
Hannah thinks to herself, "It's like, can he read? I haven't seen any evidence of this."
Well, sirs, regardless of the boy's background, there's, for lack of better word, evidence that he was the one who did it. So regardless of his intent, he is the one we're searching for.
Can we ask in what form this evidence takes?
Well, if you must know, ma'am, it's simply a matter of he was spotted.
Hmm. By whom?
By our lieutenant, sir. Not House Guard captain, but second up.
Can... Sorry, food in throat. Anyways.
Okay.
She seems very hesitant with the information she's presenting. Can I, like, insight to see if she's, like... I don't know. If the hesitation is coming from her having to lie and she's not someone that typically lies, or if it's just her trying to recall the information.
Roll insight.
We
well?
wouldn't have been able to get a short rest in between Shubin and now, right?
If it were a normal weather scenario, maybe.
That makes sense.
But given that it fucking sucks out there, no.
That's understandable. So what does a 30 and like a 31 get us?
Yeah,
Holy
don't
Christ.
worry, I'm adding it to the list right now. Alright, so... As players, you may or may not have caught it, she's talking differently right now.
Yeah.
She's a lot more stern, less casual, less candid. Nat 20 and near Nat 20. But you just have a higher mod. Anyways.
like an
30 and 31. She's not telling you guys, she's not as forthcoming as this information because she doesn't believe it's true.
Hmm.
Like, she doesn't think Benji did it either, but orders are orders.
I see.
Right, so she's not being forthcoming with evidence and the details of it because she doesn't think it's worth telling you guys in detail
the
because that
information
would incriminate
be
Benji.
misleading.
And
Right.
she's just a regular house guard, right? This lieutenant is her higher up.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, most house guard, there aren't that many ranks in a house guard. There's like guard, sergeant, lieutenant, captain. That's it.
Yeah.
Because a house guard isn't that numerous. Usually, depends on which region you hail from.
Right, and this is
Be
what
that
you've
as it
been
may.
told.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. That was it.
Be that as it may, how would a young boy know what to steal and if he can't even... How did he figure out what it was? Where it was?
How
I'm
does-
afraid I
must have
don't
put-
have that information, sir.
Understandable. It would
Maybe
make more
speak.
sense if someone put him up to it.
Ah.
What about his sister? What does she say anything about the situation?
Miss Brannon has been taken off duty for the time being, ma'am.
That's understandable considering the situation.
Is
She's
she
currently with the city guard post towards the front of the noble quarters.
Shit. What about the lieutenant? Is he here?
Yes, sir, he is.
May we speak with him?
Yes, sir. And as knowledge, Jusida is his name, sir. Lieutenant Jusida.
Hey, Crash.
Thank you. Could you put that in the Discord, please? Thank
Yes, sir, of course.
you.
It's like sort of online where she opens up like this little like screen in the air and she types it in. She
Lieutenant... See.
Jusida.
Say it.
Yeah. She
Judas.
walks off, and to Oriana and Silas, as she walks off, she does slow and look over her shoulder a bit, and then continue, like, redouble and continue on her way.
As soon as she's out of earshot, Alexander will lean over towards Sajar and say, "One eyewitness and an unlikely suspect. My money's on this Jusida being the true culprit."
Likely.
If it assists the thought process, she doesn't believe any of the information she was giving us.
Not at all.
That's good.
There we go, that supports it.
look into
You
Shame.
guys wait for like 7 minutes before Jusita shows up, so you guys have time to take a short rest.
Uh-huh.
They.
So then the question
I get
would
the
be,
one bardic I
where's-
used back.
Nice.
Hmm?
So
Wow.
then the question would become, where's Benji?
Or where did this? Did you say the stash the contraband?
And the boy attached to it.
Indeed.
Between now when Mr. Jusita shows up, Oriana's kind of tapping her foot. She's not typically a nervous person, but tap 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 tap.
A shame the sister isn't here. I imagine she would have some insight to share if she knew we were on her side.
Indeed. Perhaps we can stop by.
Anything she would tell us would be through a filter. There will be guards listening in at all times, but it's worth the effort.
So, 7 or so minutes pass. You guys get your short rest. You guys have mulled wine and snacks, like little not whoppers, like what's it called? Sliders.
Oh hell yeah! I'm eating a burger right now. I'm in character.
Some-
Yeah. Nice.
Some White Castle burgers.
Castle, yeah.
This is
Oh,
just
God, there
devouring
was a
some kind of
time-
stick.
There was a time, my Wednesday buddy, he's just like, dude, Vegas has the best food. Have you ever went to, I forgot what the fucking word is because I fucking repressed it, but he's like, it's like
Chateau
Blanc
LeBlanc.
Steel. He goes, yeah, I was like, that's what it was, Chateau LeBlanc. And I'm like, he's like, Jeff, you been to Chateau LeBlanc? I'm like, bro, I've been to Vegas one time, I fucking hated it there. He's like, no, dude, Chateau LeBlanc. And I'm like, what the fuck is Chateau LeBlanc? I look it up, and there's a restaurant named Chateau LeBlanc in Vegas. And then he types to me, translated from French, and I'm like, White Castle. I'm like, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! And then I got it on the bell. I was like, oh yeah, Chateau LeBlanc! Because we had 2 other guys with us that also went to Vegas. And like, when did you guys go to
Chateau.
a fancy restaurant? And we're like, dude, we all went to Chateau LeBlanc. And then it finally clicked that they meant fucking White Castle. So yeah, you guys have Chateau LeBlanc being thirsty right now.
Devouring it. Absolutely
yeah.
destroying it.
Absolutely destroying it, just like Harold and Kumar. So,
Is Kirsty
some time
alive over there?
passes.
I was wondering if Kirsty's like awake right now because she's been quiet for a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, I am awake, kind of.
Okay. Sorry, just double checking.
I'm
Alright, so
listening.
we
I'm
need-
listening.
She used up all of her energy on Shubin.
Fair,
So-
honestly fair.